Yo, what's going on? I'm here. Let's check out these scenes. Beowulf, where are you? I'm here. I'm here. I'm here. I'm here. Holy cow, there's tons of stuff. You hear me? All right. So, sorry, I'm running a little late. I had to let my dogs out, and I'm installing that Riva Racing girdle on my RXP-X, the final mod, and I had to pull the whole intake. I thought I could get it without pulling the intake manifold out and having still recovering from this poison ivy stuff. Yeah, I should have really sticking my arms real far in there, and it just like tore open skin that's trying to heal. So I had to pull it out, and I had like 2 bolts left, and I was trying to hurry do it, and then I went to clean up because it's hot and humid. I'm just dripping with sweat, and had to let the dogs out real quick. And I'm here. I'm here. I'm here. I'm here. So it's Monday, and let's get this started. And I'm here. I'm here. I'm here. I'm not late. I was fashionably late. Let's see. Let's get these things. Everybody's here, man. Tons of people. Hi, huge fan, Andrew. All right, I'm trying to catch up on all this. Let's see. Bates says, "Yo." So the big thing is if you're new to the channel or existing subscriber, thank you. Let's show some love with this recent SXR 1500. I think you guys don't want to see another stand-up video. There's one more, then we got GP stuff and RXP-X stuff. Let's see. Well, so here somebody said Dakota. She said, "Hey Beowulf, this is Dakota and Will from Instagram. When are you guys going to ride with Florida ski riders?" Well, I've been wanting to, not to get personal stuff, but that the guy who runs it, I had to block him because he was like threatening me, accusing me of stuff that he couldn't tell me what it was. And I'm like, dude, I don't even follow anything you do. I don't care what you do. And I was kind of shocked because I thought all this jet ski stuff, they were all kind of family. And I mean, some people are like, I don't know what their problem is. And I told the guy, I said, what is going on? And he couldn't tell me. And he was threatening me. And I'm like, it's either like, I don't like to be threatened. So I had to block him. Very cool to do rides. I've been wondering what's going on. And I don't know. Kind of messed up. Yeah, I don't know. I'm like one of those people, like, you know, if you look at the car YouTubers, everybody does videos with each other. So some of these jet ski people, yeah, it's like I'm all open. If any people do YouTube videos that are kind of big with jet skis and ask me to do a video, I totally would be doing it. So I'm not stuck up, and I don't think I'm better than everybody. And yeah, it's like kind of like I'm camouflaged. blue, and the background's blue. Like, you can't see me on the Predator. Yeah, no, so yeah, I like to do these group rides, but especially too, besides people acting weird, you know, you got a lot. The coronavirus is big, and I did see an article where in like a couple days ago, in 100 hours around the whole world, we gained 1 million new cases, and before it took months to get to 1 million. So I don't know. It's hard to tell what's going on. I hear different things, and yeah, good thing they got the mask stuff going on. But yeah, Bay says Beowulf doesn't love Costco dog food. Yeah, talk about anything. If anybody's seen my German Shepherd Leo, he passed away going on 8 weeks ago, a couple days after Memorial Day, and the Costco dog food got him sick and killed him. And they've yet to call me back. I've gave them like a fair amount of time, and yeah, wish Leo was here. Life's not the same without having Leo. I can tell you that. Eric asked, Yamaha or Sea-Doo? I mean, is that even a question anymore? All right, let me get about something with Sea-Doo. So now, there was somebody who recently, I brought this up before, and to all my Sea-Doo people, like, you guys can buy whatever you want. Make whatever makes you happy. I'd like to put my foot to the ground and listen. And there was a guy who recently contacted me. He had I think it's an RXT-X 300, brand new, and stock, right? And he got coolant in his oil, so it means the engine's no good. I think he said he was from New Jersey, New York, so your season's very short. And he told me that they were dragging on what's going on. He recently got contacted that they will not replace his engine to the end of September. So it means his whole season is wasted. I think that's kind of messed up. I mean, these skis aren't cheap. And yeah, I would be pissed because you can't sell a broken ski. And a lot of people aren't aware the plant in Mexico where Sea-Doo is built is not operational because of the coronavirus. And 2021s will be rushed. And that means they already had issues, and they're going to be even more issues. And that's why the guy can't get an engine. I think that's messed up. So, and like somebody commented, who said that? Let's see. Scroll up. Somebody said, Bates says Yamaha, American made. Yeah, it's the one thing. Kawasaki, Yamaha, American made. I don't want to sound like I'm preaching something, but we do have in America a lot of unemployment, and I personally think these factories where they're employing families and stuff here in America, I think that's a big deal. I mean, just to me alone. I mean, it's funny because I read this Fortune 500 article from the CEO of BRP, and he claims that their biggest market is American consumers. Wouldn't you figure then you would want to have your plant be in America? But it's not my show to run, but I mean, I see it. I want to be sitting here like, oh, this is bad. It's funny. Like, there was a person who I saw on this forum with the Sea-Doo or the Yamaha GP, and he claimed it was cracking, and it was this little plastic thing, part of the trim. It's a million things could have caused it, but it's not like his Hall's issues. And I'm thinking, like, a lot of people said, like, this is nothing to worry about. I mean, there are a lot worse things going on in the world too. But I just think when somebody invests their money in a ski and it doesn't work and they can't fix it, and the dealer's not doing anything, and then they're all holding on to what the corporate is doing, I think that's messed up. An agent said you should sue Costco. The problem when you sue somebody, the lawyers win, and you don't win out. Know from experience. You think at the end you're going to get a bunch of money, and at the end, the lawyers made all the money. Dakota says, Beowulf, we're glad you're getting rid of the seafood. Yeah, the RXP-X is for sale. If anybody's interested, quickly grab this camera, and here it is. It's not much to show, it's all part. Let me see, how am I going to get this thing back on? How I did it. I had it all balanced. What's a balancing show? All right, there we go. Right. We're back. Is it even? Try. Yeah, I think we're. Yeah, so it's for sale. Max Jackson, 17,000. The whole info is on my Instagram. _Beowulf. And yeah, check it out. If you know anybody that's looking for a Sea-Doo, it's nice. Man, there's some. Whoa, this is the today. I'm telling you. All right, trying to look at everybody. Eric then asked Kawasaki, Yamaha. I think that's an even battle. I do think marketing with Kawasaki has to change. I am going to reach out to them, their marketing department, and see what we could work out together. Marketing to kind of show you guys what Kawasaki can do. Because I think Kawasaki is like one of those companies nobody knows about. They do, but they don't. So I think both. I think it's an even battle because I think either or you'd be like, I'll tell you at the end of this, you're going to see so many people selling Sea-Doos, and like Sea-Doos going to like, they're just going downhill. I mean, even everything going on. Beta asked, what do you think about Yamaha cooling system? I think it's awesome. but once you start modifying, you have to start upgrading. And it's the same with the Kawasaki. If you guys saw how the 310R supercharger works, I mean, that thing is like cutting edge. They have one line that flushes out your intercooler, and the other, and then I think it's what I think that one line is only for the intercooler, and then the other one's for the engine and the exhaust, and then you can run them both separate. And the intercooler, I don't think you have to have it on when it's doing that. It's so freaking awesome. I mean, people don't even realize. I mean, that is just cutting edge with that. I think it's awesome. Similar to like what Riva Racing, when you upgrade to their intercooler on the GPs and whatnot, you can have it be flushing it with. I think you don't have to do the ski on. Perp said, I got both the new Sea-Doo and a Yamaha. I prefer the Yamaha because of the motor, but the Sea-Doo does ride better, probably easier to ride, newbies as well. I personally think the Yamaha rides better. I know before getting my GP, everybody said how it wasn't good in the ocean, and I said going to the ocean, I'm like, man, I don't know what's people's opinion, but the ride plates on all the new GPs, 2019 and up, are Riva Racing ride plates. You don't have to buy one. One Riva Racing sells it painted black and has a stamp saying Riva, which is pretty cool. And to me, a lot of it riding, and people say a rough ride, it's you gotta kind of work out. All this stuff nothing's easy. I like a challenge. Hunter B said, had a guy up here around our camp this weekend with 2 of the 2020 GP 1800R racing. Riva Racing just fastest out. Yeah, they look cool. Dakota said Kawasaki and Yamaha are tried and true powerful skis. Kawasaki started the jet ski racing. That is true. They started in the 80s. There wouldn't be jet ski racing if it wasn't for Kawasaki. That wasn't Sea-Doo that started it. Daniel asked any news on the 2021 Yamaha lineup. The only thing I've kind of heard, the rumors that seem really strong that it's a possibility, is that they're going to be a 4-stroke Super Jet, if it's going to be called Super Jet, but a 4-stroke stand-up is coming. And I'm excited because definitely, I tell you, if that happens, I'm going to for sure pick it up. It's on my radar. Aram, I think I'm saying it right. How do you know when my supercharger needs service? When you start seeing less of power. All of them are different, but once you start seeing stuff not working, it probably means it needs to be serviced. Really, if it's working, you shouldn't be ripping it apart. I mean, to me, I wouldn't start ripping stuff apart unless it started not working. You'll know when it doesn't work. Like, for example, there'll be this video, I was with the RXP-X, and I was ripping, making turns, just blasting. All the power went, and it was almost before dusk, and the DNR were there, so we're at the boat ramp, so I knew I had to get back, so half the power was gone. I quickly opened the seat. It was really hard to see what was going on because it's when you're in the middle of the water, it's not much to do. And it ended up being that the clamp on the intercooler piping snapped, and that was the issue. So usually when you have an issue, it could be a million things. Luckily, it was just a quick thing. I had to get a new clamp. Riva Racing was nice to send me one, and it's back and operational. Let's see. Chris said, anything stick out that you would like to see improved on for the 2021 models in any of the brands going forward to 2022? I really don't think much is going to change. I personally think with everything going on right now, I don't think much is changing. I'd be really shocked if a lot of new stuff's coming out. I think it's just going to be graphics, or worst case scenario, it might just be the exact same things. I think with everything going on, I follow like theme park news, and I did see, like, for example, like Epcot was supposed to off subject, but just to get kind of where I'm getting at with all of these brands is Epcot was supposed to, their big globe, what's it called? Earth something, where it moves around. They were supposed to redo that, and they decided to leave it be, and they were supposed to make a Mary Poppins ride in the England part of Epcot. And they scrapped all that because right now, I mean, there hardly any people going to the park. So I could see, was not to compare that, but I'm just getting at is there could be nothing happening. Aram said Sea-Doo RXT-X. So you think he's meaning about that supercharger. I mean, you'll see it when it goes. They claim they're maintenance free, but that's not true. Just take care of it. Take care of your ski, and I'll take care of you. Basic, I'm guessing your favorite color is blue. No, I think black's my favorite color. That or like neon green, neon yellow. But when I was painting the walls, as you can see, it's black on the top and blue. And I was trying to figure colors that like look cool and unique. Painting my garage. I had some leftover paint. I got my office and stuff, like my editing room, and I'm gonna plan on painting that. So I might do some live streams in the future in there, not to like paint it. Nothing's wrong with it. It's just I think it's like white walls or kind of boring. Hunter B said local dealers said 2021s will be in January and February. From what I heard is September dealers will start getting the Yamahas. But everywhere is different. It matters who place the orders. I don't know. Right now, I couldn't tell you anything what's going on until you see. Travis said, do you think the 21 Yamahas will be rushed, problem ridden as well? No, I don't think so at all. I think the difference, what's going on with Sea-Doo is they're in Mexico. So you have a Canadian company skipping a whole continent going to Mexico. Nothing against Mexico, so I'm trying to offend everybody. But I mean, it's just very hard product control. But I know, well, for example, GoPro was making the GoPros in China, and then they moved to Mexico. And I think at first there was production issues. And it's actually, too, the PlayStation 5 is in Mexico. From what I'm hearing, I watch a lot of stuff. I keep like, I'm kind of one of those people, like, I don't pay for TV or news, but I know a lot going on in the world. And from what the rumors are, China is 90% underwater. If that's true or not, but they have dams flooding everywhere. And yeah, it's crazy. So I'm shocked they have more production of PlayStations coming out. We'll see what happens with that. It'll be exciting. Brandon said Kawasaki and Yamaha with the trophy, meaning with the win. Dakota said Yamaha has started to become somewhat cheaper now on the parts and feel that the quality may not be as good for like 2018 and down skis. I think Yamaha, I think that Yamaha is kind of the leader. I think there's a lot of people, they're all devoted to like one brand or something. I'm open. I've been a big Sea-Doo customer and I'm Sea-Doo'd out. I need a break from Sea-Doo. Once they get rid of those carbon seals and I'd like to just sit down with some of their engineers and see why they're doing stuff. And they probably wouldn't want to sit down and talk with me because then I'd tell what they would tell me. I would tell people. I know how to keep secrets, though. I know secretive stuff, and I keep my mouth shut. Bay said, not a fan of the fact that Yamaha still uses paddle wheel on the model as well as under the VXR. I love the VXR. That's a great machine. But to use a paddle wheel is a wrong way to tell speed. What's a magic wheel? To me, there's a lot of these brands like Kawasaki and Yamaha. If it's not broken, they're not going to fix it. A lot of it, too, everybody wants to have like a GPS tracking where they're at. It could be a cost. I mean, they're real easy. It's like $160. You can replace it, make it be GPS, and there's Max Boost sells a carbon fiber piece that replaces over where the wheel is. Not the end of the world. It's somewhat accurate. I mean, it's just some technology that it could be a lot worse. They could have a carbon seal and the ski starts sinking. So, I mean, again, water under the bridge. Let's not lose sleep about it. Dan said, used market gets flooded with Sea-Doo, and then you can't get any money for them. There are stuff out there. I think personally, I've been paying attention to what's out there. I got a really good deal of what my ski is, and there's some people out there that are just a little ridiculous. Perp said I get a hall slap pretty bad on the GP is why the Sea-Doo rides better. I personally think that the GP, I go out in the ocean It rides perfectly fine to me. I know the carbon seal is not going to go when I'm not going to sink if he's stuck out in the ocean. I tell you, I feel good when I go out in the ocean with the Yamaha. If I'm out with the Sea-Doo, I'm afraid. Oh man, a million things could go wrong, and it's the truth. Oh man, there's old videos. I watch them. I'm like, what was I thinking back then? What was I thinking? Adrian said I have always owned a Sea-Doo since 2015, and now a 2020 GTX 170, and never had a problem. You haven't had a problem yet. You will. You will. Just knock on wood, man. I to be honest, I haven't had a lot of issues with my Sea-Doo, but every time going out there, you know, you're kind of, nothing's been like, there's only been one thing that's gone wrong and I fixed that issue. But I mean, otherwise it's I'm telling you all the stories people are telling me. I'm not yeah, Ocean guy said bait by a Can-Do GPS speed module. Ocean guy said paddle wheel is garbage. Dakota said Kawasaki will be displaying the lineup in September or October and will be available in November or December, depending on the dealer. Yeah, that's definitely there. I can't really tell you guys what is going to be replacing the Sea-Doo until it's sold. I mean, you can sit there and dream up stuff, but the hard thing right now, a lot of stuff is not available. What I was actually interested in, I'd have to travel very, very far, and I don't like driving all day. I don't like driving for days. So, and then plus I'm patient. I want to see what's coming out. Basically, I hit a sandbar and completely effed it up. That's not good. I think you've said that before. Yeah. You got to be careful, especially current levels. You have to pay attention because stuff could change. Definitely if you're in the ocean, in your first time, look at a map. It's interesting when I took the trip to Illinois, some of these lakes I went to, being my dad's a professional muskie fisherman, he had all the maps of depths and all that, and kind of got an idea of, he pulls it like right up. He has whatever the site or wherever he pays to get it, and knows all this and studies maps and shows me it. So he had an idea what I was getting myself into when I was up there, which is really nice. Chris said here in Southern California, and all my local dealers, at least on websites, have just a few models in stock. I'm assuming the supply and demand and also COVID-19 shutting down factories. Yep, that's the truth. Some places have some stuff, and I can tell you a lot of dealers don't have a lot of stuff. So, I mean, to me, I think there's a lot of people trying to. It's funny, though, is there's more RXT-Xs for sale than RXP-Xs. It's very interesting. I think I was like one of the first people selling an RXT-X, the newer body styles, and then after that, you see so many people selling them. They hardly have any hours. And then plus they want to sell them for like crazy because they're trying to pay off their loan. If you're charging more than what it costs new, and there's not stuff added on it to increase the price, I mean, I don't understand when people are doing that. Daniel says, "Ooh, thank you." Sean says, "Just got off the water. My GP was a pig today, 95 degrees. Air temperature really made a difference." What you guys said, I can do, love it. I'm hoping to go riding tomorrow. Like this poison ivy thing, it's almost gone, and I don't know if you can see it. Some of it's starting to get like right there on my face. Yeah, put stuff on it. Like, geez, like what happens is I get rid of one spot. Like if you've seen this before, this is really bad, and now it's back to normal. But then it's like, I don't know, it's getting better. But man, I tell you, it's like, and then it started traveling up my arm. It's like, I have poison ivy. I think this is my third time I have poison ivy. I think the more times you get it, it's worse and worse. It's driving me crazy right now. It's putting down all where I can't ride. Plus, it was like it was supposed to rain today, but it didn't. But it was lightning. But I'm hoping to get this intake manifold all put together back on tonight. Shoot a sea video tomorrow. That's what my plan is. Let's see. Robert says I have a Sea-Doo GTX 155 with the suspensions, and I have you ever ridden one? I honestly don't feel the difference between the regular ones and the ones with the suspension. I did once rode, had it been probably a 2012 or 2013 RXT-X that had that suspension. It felt cool, but from what I've heard is when those things have problems, they're a pain in the butt to take apart and stuff. The idea is cool, but it only lasted a couple of years and stuff. They got rid of it. Basically, Beowulf Honda should bring back the turbo skis. I likely doubt Honda's coming back. I figured by now they would have came out with another S2000. I had a 2002 Honda S2000. And when I was at the Autobahn Country Club, a lot of people know where I was a former professional race car driver. And I'd take that Honda out there, and I'd be smoking Corvettes, Z06s. Cars would be like, they'd have like 4 times more horsepower than me. And I would just like carry so much speed into the turn with that S2000. From what I remember is that on the Nürburgring, the Honda S2000 was faster lap times than the NSX. The S2000 was a cool car. I really wish I never sold it. I had like the like 9.5 inch wide tires. I think it was 9.5 or 10 inch wide tires. Monster tire setup on that. I had the hard top and matching, and I sold it to get a FJ Cruiser Trail Teams edition because we live in the Midwest. You need something to drive in the winter. I was stuck driving like a Ram SRT10 Viper truck in like blizzards and stuff. It was a joke. So I mean, that's why I bought that. But I regret it. I still regret to this day I should never sold that S2000. That was one of those cars like you should have never sold. Miguel said, what is your top speed on the RXT 300? Well, I don't own one anymore, but I think I got up to 81. Interesting thing, facts, you'll see future videos coming, that GPS on Sea-Doos is not accurate. And I have a handheld military GPS to show the proof. And I was going to grab that to show on the video. Next live stream, I'll bring it out. And I think somebody asked before, is they had to show about my gear bag I use. And I probably will show all that in the next live stream. I was totally going to grab the GPS and I was just like trying to get on, and then I don't want to leave you guys hanging. I just go run to my other garage and get it. Let's see, Ocean Guy said my GP was doing 75 over a month ago, and now it's 71 to 72. The water temperature can make a difference. Always check your spark plugs. Oil change. Checking if anything came loose. Chris says, I wish players would come back with PWC game. I love the player skis. Yeah, it's hard to tell with some of these, what's all going on, like even car-wise. I mean, gas being so cheap right now, how are these electric cars going to really kick off that everybody was going to coming out with? And I was strongly thinking electric jet skis. You never know what's going on. A lot of this, it's not like the car world where stuff is spied being ridden around. But I guarantee you that electric jet skis is not too distant in the future. It'd actually be crazy if they were electric. Those things would be so fast. Electric cars are so much quicker than gas-powered engines. It's like the whole diesel game. If you look at diesels, it's like, I think right now the European manufacturers getting sued because of the diesel engines or something. It's a whole thing. Even Chevy was in trouble with the Duramax, the cheating out emissions and stuff. And it's interesting is like if you had a diesel truck, like I was looking to get a diesel Colorado ZR2, do all this stuff to it. But then if you actually rip out the emissions, the EPA follows people, especially doing YouTube videos and whatnot, and they will come knock on the door. I've seen multiple YouTubers doing stuff with the diesel game, and the EPA, man, they got the head to the ground and they know what's going on. They'll come after you. That's a big thing. If you look at Riva Racing, all their mods say for I forgot, for racing use only, because technically Coast Guard and all that, a lot of these smaller time people selling like stuff making the skis faster, ECU tunes, have to be really worried because the Coast Guard's the one that forces the United States with that, and they could be coming legally after you if they're not already thinking about it. So that's why I don't like that. Like, you can see the dash showing speed, but even though there's no speed limit here, I don't like to parade around and claim that I'm doing this speed or not, because of, they're governed when they're manufactured to be all doing like 68, 69. Bates said, I also saw the CDO would be moving away from their carbon seal. I don't believe that at all. They've been doing the carbon seal since the 90s. I likely doubt that happening. To do that, they would have to come out with something completely different. I just think there's too, it's just such an annoying thing. Bates said Honda, and who knows about what Honda, let's see an S2000 first before they think they're coming back to the jet ski game. Ocean Guys to stage 1, flash-free flow exhaust. Joe said, I heard a new RXP-X 300. Yeah, it'll be moving to their plastic hulls, which I've said this in a couple of last live streams. When I took the trip to the New York boat show, they had everything out there except for the RXP-X, and I asked them why, and they said they only want to have on display all the poly hulls, meaning plastic hulls, on display. RXP-X is nice. I'm just sea-dude out right now. It's a lot of fun to ride, though. I'll tell you, I'll miss it, but something else will be coming. It will be even bigger and better. Sean said, Ocean Guy was riding in the March. The man, what a difference in power. I've noticed is my GP does the same speed. Doesn't matter what time of the year. It's real consistent. But if you do see a speed drop in it, it's worth doing an upgrade with more the water lines. I think that'd be a smart thing. That's why I think on my next things to do after installing this intake grate is doing the intercooler, and then putting the Riva Racing free flow exhaust, because it knocks all at once. But I think I'm gonna pull the trigger on doing that. But I kind of want to sit and wait and see what news coming out with Yamaha. I kind of want to see what news coming out before I do anything more, because I know I'm going to keep doing more stuff then I plan on selling to get whatever news coming out. So I'm on the fence. Sean says still stock tune with a ANF and a WORX exhaust, max boost blow though. Ram says the power is pretty low and it idles very weird. Can it be the throttle body? I have no engine light on. If it was a throttle body, you would have a check. I'm confused if it's a CD or a Yamaha or whatever, but if it's a CD, it would show a check engine light. And if the throttle body went bad on like the 300 engines, I think the part's like over $900. But you can do a reset on them. If you were running the Maptuner X, they have a thing where you can reset the throttle body, part of their whole programmer and stuff. And a lot of times codes could be thrown stuff that isn't showing that a dealer could pull up. I mean, if I had issues that you didn't know how to work on it yourself, I'd bring it to the dealer. That's probably the best bet, because if you don't know what you're looking at, it's better to have somebody who knows what they're doing looking at it. If something's really wrong, I wouldn't keep riding nothing. I'd stop, figure it out, because you just can make one little problem into a huge problem. Let's see. AGL said, what's your overall about the RXP-X? I'm not sure what that means. Thomas says, practice tighter turns, the water to dance for. Joe says, my CD speaks Spanish. Faye says, oh my God, the chat is popping off. I'm like, I'm catching up. I'm like going slowly but surely. It is a lot of people on here tonight. I did one on Friday, and there wasn't a lot of people out there, but I figured just do one and talk about stuff. And I'm here. I see. Basically, keep it up, guys. Give him a break to catch up. Hold your thoughts. I'm scrolling here. I'm catching up. I see. Perps, I just saw my 2012 RXP. Love it. Never had an issue. Rode it till about 110 hours before I sold it for the new GP. Awesome. Mitchell said, I have a VX Cruiser and HO, and I wanted to know what the best mod could do for it. I check out Riva Racing and see what there is, because the HOs, I mean, I don't really follow what's going on, but it's probably just the basic stuff of what a supercharger one would be. Intake. I mean, it just matters. I mean, I've seen some people with the new I shouldn't touch my face. With the new GP 1800R HO, and I think some guy like did all the stuff he could and only got up to like 70 something, and then want to get the supercharged one. And to me, my biggest thing is, like, anybody should realize when you're going like anything above 70, you fall off that ski. I mean, you could be severely hurt. So think about all that stuff. You got family, kids, pets, loved ones. It would be terrible to see somebody really hurt, and I've seen it plenty of times. People like really hurt. And I think there was somebody I saw that had like a Yamaha, and he said his son hit him, and he just trying to get some money. And he said he's like has all these hospital fees and stuff. That's always be real careful when you're out there. Always pay attention. Have your head on a pivot. And it's just like my routine is looking, always knowing what's going on. And I'm telling you, you can get really hurt. And sometimes you get really hurt and you're not even moving. So stuff to worry about. See, Ocean Guys, my buddy just got a 2020 fix limited. I think in that FX limited. He said that thing is badass. He said. Let's see. Sean says I have 126 hours on it now, and I run out of it and won't be filled with the warranty crap when it breaks. Tom says XR 100. Sean says how many hours on a GP might hit. And then Ocean Guy says 37. Sean says 126.7. 2019, no issues. Ocean Guy says mine's a 2019. Sean said, yeah. Sean, all right, now I just got lost to where I was. Here, now I know where I'm at. Sean said just keeping the fuel tank full. That's one thing I'm telling you. As much as I'd want to get like a newer GP or something, I just know you could probably get like 1,000 hours. I know with my Jeep SRT, I was planning on selling, but I think what I'm going to do is keep it, and I'm going to have like the highest mileage Jeep SRT and just keep it going. That thing is just, I look around at vehicles and there's just, nothing comes closer to what that thing is. It's just a lot of fun. Maybe what I should do is find like down the road, find like a wrecked track hawk and just swamp all the guts in it. Boost her up. Let's see. Adrian says, hope no issues in the future. Chris said, what are other brands doing different than the carbon seal? I've never really looked to see what the difference is. There's huge. A hard thing is I'm on my computer right now, so I can't really bounce around showing you guys everything, but I did do my first live stream. I did show that and showing the difference when I was using my phone. So check that out. That's probably the best because nobody else is doing the carbon seal. Nobody else is doing the closed loop cooling. Just Sea-Doo. Ocean Guy says up here, no one mod skis. Dealers probably never even know I have a tune. If anything, you're going to warranty. I'd always reflash it back this time before going there. Somebody said Anthony, remember me? No, somebody's. I'm bad with names and I'm better with faces. And sorry, I can't remember everything. Ocean Gut says he's from Rhode Island. Sean says nice. I'm going up to NH to ride in August. Ocean Gut shot where you're located. Dakota says I need a FCR or FCS that hasn't been modified or tuned. I need everything to be original and in good condition. Hours doesn't matter. It'll still have the Yamaha heartbeat. Laugh out loud. If anybody hasn't checked my most recent Instagram photo, Willie, my bull terrier puppy, he was playing Warzone last night. Watch out. Everybody plays Warzone. There is a bull terrier puppy on the warpath beating people in there. The dog was like super into the game, probably because the side animal I'm using is a hyena. I don't know, but the dog's real observant. I know the breeder, his children played a lot of games, so for some reason, Willie, a lot of dogs aren't real like watching TV, and the dog was real into it and big into that stuff. Fireworks said, how do you know why your carbon steel is on the way out? You'll seeing it like black residue inside the hull. And then from what I've heard from mechanics, is sometimes you don't see anything. You'll start seeing water in the hull. Start seeing water in the hull, stop immediately riding and get it fixed. Sometimes too, they even under warranty, they replace it without any worries. Jaden said, you like the color blue, brother, boss, you like that color. I like black. Probably black's my favorite color. Black. I don't know, like green. Like I think that green behind me, that's pretty cool. If you see like my tattoos are all different colors and stuff. I don't know, the lights not good. Different colors. Oh, it's so humid outside right now. They said, what do you, oh man, why is it having issues? There we go. All right, get this. I like my computer inside the mouse. I hate this little pad thing. It drives me crazy. Bates said, what do you think about the 2021 Ram Hellcat trucks? The TRX? Rawr. Yeah, that's going to be cool whenever that happens. I was on the radar of that. I couldn't see me having a truck again. I'm getting this Doberman Pinscher puppy on Wednesday, so I'm going to have 4 dogs. So, like, I think just SUVs is the way how I'm going to be for a while, because when you have all those dogs, and then you have, like, hurricanes, we have to evacuate and stuff. That's when a truck comes out, being a big thing. But I have no clue how big this Doberman Pinscher puppy is going to be. I have medium-sized dogs right now, but Leo was a 120-pound German Shepherd. He's huge. He took up the whole trunk of the Jeep. And you couldn't really put anything in the back there. So those would be cool. I like the sound of the Hellcat engine. Yes, Beowulf, favorite movie. Ooh, that's a good one. I think Good and the Bad and the Ugly is probably my favorite movie. It's a super long movie. It's actually an old original trilogy movie. A bunch of Clint Eastwood movies. I just think that I get real excited watching that movie. I'd say that's my favorite. I kind of have a mix, but I have to say, if there was like, if I was going to die and I could only watch one movie, that would be the last movie I want to see. Just love that movie. It's really good. I like those old classic movies. I changed it up. I just recently was watching Predator 2, and you just can't believe how cool the special effects were. '90s movie, and I actually think one of the girls from it was the same one in that one sequel of the Predator movie. I'm pretty positive. I have to look it up online to see that. But then you had whatchamacallit guy. He was in the Aliens. Dakota said, I use a speed box app for your phone for accurate mile per hour while riding. Yeah, I got this like handheld military Garmin GPS awesome thing. You mount to the handlebars, and it has a Pacific GPSs with it, and it's made to do all this crazy besides showing that, but it's something the military use, and that had to be super accurate. And that's why I want that route, because I can easily bring it with me everywhere I go and use it. I can use it for non-jet ski related stuff. Let's see. All right. How much? Lick said, how much is the handheld GPS you use? It's like, I'd have to look. It's not crazy expensive. It paid off for what, because I can use it on all the skis, especially on the stand-up, because there's nothing. You don't even know on it. You got lights to turn on. That's it. When a light turns on, you definitely got to be, oh, whoa, what's going on? Next live stream, I'll show you guys it. I said it last time, but for sure, I'll have it out. Unless you guys want me to give me 60 seconds, I'll go grab it right now if you guys want me to. Adrian said I won't buy electric jetski for a long time until they are perfect. Yeah, definitely. It's going to be interesting, but like anything, sometimes when the first year something comes out, it's best to avoid it from what I've seen. Unless you really, really want it. It's probably the next year that's going to be better. Link said, wait, what are they changing for the RXP to the plastic for 21 and up? Yeah, the RXP-X is the only fiberglass hull that they got left in their lineup. And it's going to be like, who knows what it's going to be. And I've heard that for the next couple of years they were going to do that. Who knows? I mean, to be honest, right now, but they're so backed up, I think last thing they're going to do is throw something new on it. I think everybody's going to be hyped up and find out there's not much change. That I heard is that once they get the factories open, this Fortune 500 article with the CEO of BRP, that they're going to be like rushing to the first year just to catch up with orders, and it's going to be just super rushed. I think a lot of people doing those deposits for 2021 is making a huge mistake. Blake said you should do a stage 2 in the GP. That's what my plan is, with a repitch stock prep. Have you ever seen jet skis blow up? It scares me a lot. What do you mean, like? Is it usually if you have a fuel leak or something? You don't, like, I always leave all the seats open, or just like, usually I have like a front lid, or I have a fan in my garage always running. Make sure everything's real good ventilated. Somebody asked, Sea-Doo or Yamaha? Yamaha all day, brother. Sean asked, Beowulf, how often do you change your oil in the GP? So obviously, it all comes to hours. I only have, I think, like 33 hours on the GP, so I've only changed the oil twice. The first time when it was 10 hours, and then it'll be due by the end of the season to do another oil change. And I'll show you guys, too. Some of it's really cool. You guys can find this on my Amazon store, amazon.com/shop/I'm Beowulf. This is the oil I use on the GP. And Modal is a huge European brand. And I found the thing ran a lot better running this. I run this, not the same brand, different grade oil in Jeep SRT. I found it greatly improving it. Why I know this brand is really good, from former being a professional race car driver, Modal was like the only racing brake fluid you could use because of how hot everything would get. And this stuff is like gold. And it's on my Amazon store under jet ski maintenance. And it's real nice too with the nozzle. You can pour it right in there, and it's nice because then when you're not using it, it's just you're ready, and stuff's really good. And my brother just recently picked up for his two-stroke Modal stuff too, and they make it for two strokes. If I was still keeping the Sea-Doo, this is what I'd be running in it. The SXR, I run Royal Purple in it because it's more of a motorcycle engine. I figured to share that. But it all matters. If I was riding around, I would change it. I would for sure change it once it gets dark, no matter what hours are. So if you didn't have a lot of hours, start getting dark, I would change it. Otherwise, I would change it like every 20 hours. You're going to see it get darker the longer you ride for a longer period of time. I've known that in the past in my Sea-Doos. When you ride for hours straight, the oil gets dark really quick. Hope that helps you. Looks like, has anyone else noticed how slow Riva Racing has been recently with responding to emails and fulfilling orders? I know they're backed up. If you're making an over-the-phone order, ask to speak to Will Bina. Tell him I'm Beowulf sent you. Gotta make sure you tell him that. He'll hook you up. He's the go-to when I make any orders. That's who I talk to. So shout out to him, Will Bina. Tell him Beowulf sent you. But I know they're backed up. I know they're first catching up with stuff because they've been a lot of people staying at home. A lot of people are doing projects. So I'm waiting on something from Jettrim. I've been waiting for like 3-4 months, and I actually be calling them tomorrow and see what's going on. I know everybody's getting really backed up. They said, Beowulf, is there any type of guys that organize a massive Nerf war on jet skis? I don't know how safe that would be. Plus, I don't think that would be two things that wouldn't be smart. I think somebody get hurt, and I don't like to see stuff littered in water. So I would think that Nerf stuff would not be a smart idea. Sounds cool, but I think there'd be too much of a mess. And like I was watching a live stream today of I think it was in California, somebody humpback whale washed ashore, and I couldn't watch it anymore. It was just like. It just was so sad. They had two boats trying to pull it out, and they had like a bulldozer pushing sand underneath, and then like they flipped it, and then like right when they flipped it, blood was coming out the blowhole, and then they had it upside down, and I'm just like, oh my god! I was just ready to see this thing split in half because it was too much. I could not stand. It's real sad. I just feel bad for that whale, and they're trying to do their best, but you just can't. They're made to be in the water, and they're not made to be like picked right up like that. But I felt so bad seeing this huge humpback whale really in distress. Austin says, I feel like your RXP is overpriced. I don't think it's worth $18,000. I paid $7,000 for RXP 218. That's your opinion, but go look at what they're selling for, and everybody has their own opinion of what the amount of money put into it. And actually, I'm selling for $17,000. So keep your stuff correct. But it's what it's selling for. Go look at what's on the market with this, and I can't help you didn't have enough money to buy it. If you want to be a jerk, I'll be a jerk right back at you. So I'm all to it. You want to be a jerk? I have no problem putting you on blast. Actually, we can't even find one. Good luck even finding one. And I think the deal I had is a good deal, and you're lost, you don't get to have it. See, Dakota says Mitsubishi is talking about bringing back the Raider truck back in the U.S. Can't wait to see how it looks. JDM for the win as usual. Yeah, I was pissed when they stopped making the Evos. It was like I really that whole because I had back in 2004 I got brand new a Subaru STI. Those things were I remember like that was like such a big deal that coming into the country, and that one came without a radio. And I sold it. I did it all up, and I think I hit it. It had about like had all APR. I think it was APR, it was an Australian company. It was the majority of all the parts on there. I know they're not in business anymore, but I think the thing had over like 600 horsepower. So it had a roll cage, and then somebody DM'd me on Instagram that ended up buying it. They're like the fourth owner with it, and Yeah, I can't believe the thing's still on the road. He still has a cage in and stuff, and I think he's almost up to like 80,000, 90,000 miles and stuff. I was hoping when I took that trip up to New York, I'd see the guy, you know, like go ride it and do a video, be like in some car I've been seeing for a long time, and that'd be cool. Adrian says, go grab it, GPS handheld. Yes, please. What's the fastest your stage 1 GPR and RXP-X stage? Well, I have a stage 2 that's on it. GPR is faster than stage 1. Back to carbon steel question. Let's see. Yeah, the Bando says, yeah, the GPR 18R is faster stage 1 because all the stage 1 is a tune, and I think the stage 1 is just a scam taking that out. There are a huge difference in price too when you're comparing them. Says Dan asked back to the carbon steel question. Yamaha and Kawasaki use a couple oil seal with grease, and the peller shafts just looked in the GP and the Ultra service manuals. Yeah, but they visibly look different. So you were showing like carbon steel, you need all these tools, and all of them need tools to take apart, but they are a lot different. The hard thing is I can't really, if I was using my phone, it'd be easier, and that's what I did before, but I have this webcam that's on my laptop, and it's one thing's there, and I got the computer plugged in, but they look different. Parrot said Beowulf, which is faster stock, the GP or the RXT on top speed? Well, they're all supposed to do the same thing. Like, I think the GP does what, 68? Yamaha does 69. I mean, they're both governed by the Coast Guard to be at a certain speed. So I wouldn't say one is technically faster than each other. They're pretty close. And the Coast Guard governs the speed. Joe says paint your cabinets, power box, and door in black. Yeah, that'd be cool. I just get a kind of a white. I actually want to be doing with the garage floors is doing Raptor lining is what my plan is, and Raptor line like concrete. You can kind of see the bottom of the concrete right there. It goes up, and I was planning on doing a Raptor spray liner in because of how high the foundation comes up. Let's see. Which that I feel like CDO is screwing their customers with the 2020 GTR 230 plastic hull on any performance model is unacceptable. And, Bates says, Beowulf, you should build a gaming PC. I use a Mac Pro tower. I think when I bought my computer, it was like $16,000. Super, may actually take that. I think it was like $18,000. It is like top of the notch. I have huge memory on there, and I use Final Cut Studio's Pro X, and I love that. And I'm not really a PC fan. And plus, I like controllers. I cannot play a video game on a keyboard. It would drive me crazy. I've done it in the past, but yeah, I got my Xbox One X being repaired. It had the black screen of death. So I'm waiting for that. And luckily, it's still under, I bought extended warranty, which is awesome. Otherwise, I'd be out tons of money. And I just recently picked up a PlayStation 4 Pro. And I love that. I used to own an older PlayStation. I think PlayStation there's a huge difference comparing the two. And I actually feel like when you play in Warzone on the PS4, it feels PS4 Pro seems a lot different picture-wise and with the triggers on it. And then a lot of games just look enhanced. Like I bought GTA again. I feel like that's better. And my next thing is to pick up the VR headset is on my list. And I've seen all the games. They got racing games. They got Ace Combat VR. Yeah, that would be cool. Dakota says, Beowulf, are you ever going to sign up for Aqua P1X races? I think that would be something cool to pursue and doing. Kind of what my opinion with some of the racing is. I think like their season's cut short and they only got like 3 races. I just think it's a lot of logistics to just have 3 races. I don't think there's enough races. Because like when I professionally race, I went to big companies and asked them for like 6 figures for a racing season. And the hard thing with these jet ski races, there really isn't anybody there. And then you don't have really a audience online or a TV, being seen. And I wouldn't see what you could tell a company why they should sponsor you. I think more of like the manufacturers and like Riva Racing and all that have stuff to do, but I don't know. It's something on my list to do, but seeing with all the coronavirus thing, stuff I'm hearing, all that it's scarier than what people realize. So hopefully the world fixes. But when I heard of some of these vaccines trials people are doing, they're getting really sick. Darian said some people are getting the new 21 RXT at the end of July. Oh no way! They haven't made that. I don't think it's till like next month they're even going to announce it with Sea-Doo. Nobody's getting anything before they even announce it. They haven't even announced stuff. It doesn't work like that. Adrian says, "What do you think is the best looking ski?" I wouldn't buy a ski on looks. I'd buy the ski on performance and what's internally in it because that's more important. Because if you break down, who cares how good he looks sitting still? I personally think the Yamahas look really good. I feel with Sea-Doos it's all these body enhancements making it look cooler, but I really don't think it's like if you look at the stand-up, that's all fiberglass there, and even the part that goes on the top. There's no enhancements to make it look different. That's again, I think on looks. Everybody has their own opinion too, but and they're all made differently. It's hard comparing that. It's like would be comparing different model cars between each other. Like the new Corvette, they made it look more like a European or a supercar. Frank said, Beowulf, do you have an extra coil for the GP? It's Frankie from Long Island, a coil pack on the BXR. What's up, Frankie? No, I don't have any extra coil packs. I'd give you one. Chris says, I'm from Long Island too, Frank. Yeah, me and Frankie would play a lot of Warzone, and he's like too scared to play Warzone right now for some reason. I check his rank. He's like, what? Rank 57 or something, man. You're going to lose out on the season pass. Chris says, see now, moving next one. Lich said, is it true it won't void a warranty on my GP if strictly reflash 8,000 and nothing over? I really think is if you're thinking about modding your ski, don't call the dealer you bought it from. Call the dealer that you wouldn't go to find out what their opinion is because you wouldn't want to give any thoughts and ideas to your dealer. But most of the time, if you start modifying it, it does void the warranty on your ski. So if you're worried about warranty, don't modify it. That's just my 2 cents. Dakota says, I missed my Sega Genesis. Sonic was a jam when it first came out. Yeah, you can buy, they have the newer, smaller versions, I think, of that. I think I had a Sega. I had the little handheld one. You could play the Sega games. To make a long story short, I had a Nintendo when it first came out. I was a little kid. I went to school and nobody believed me. I had a Nintendo. Nintendo was a big deal. Like, people don't realize. Like, if you had Nintendo, it was a big deal. And I had a birthday party, And we had a Lincoln Park Zoo, and at the time, my parents had a conversion van with a TV in it, so I thought it was all cool. Me and my friends would play Nintendo, going to Chicago, not realizing as a kid how dangerous Chicago was, and we put away covered over the TV right when we were going to like the paid parking, and my dad went to go check on something to get out of the vehicle, and the conversion van was stolen, and it was found months later on bricks, and they did fix it. It was unbelievable. The thing was like totally gutted, and they did fix it, but I never got my Nintendo replaced. So like I had Nintendo once, and it was stolen. And then I think I had Super Nintendo, and I had whatever that thing of Sega was called. I don't recall. I had I think I had Sega Dreamcast, and then Nintendo 64, and Xbox when it first came out, and PlayStation 2, and Xbox One, and then Xbox One X, and I got PS4. Yeah, Frank said, "Come on, Bale, we'll get back to playing when you're not on your PS5. I can play the game when I'm on PS5 with you. It's a joint thing. My account is on there, so I'm on there. I can still play with you. You just won't see. You only will see me when I'm on the game on there. So you got to message me. I still can go on there and play on the. I don't have PS5. I have PS4 too. Get it right." Let's see. Mark said, "Beowulf, what's up? What's going on? Frank asked, can we mention that Kawasaki is the only full fiberglass ski in production still?" Yeah. The fiberglass machine that they use in making it, Kawasaki was designed in the 80s, and it was leading in the 80s of this equipment that was made for making fiberglass hulls. Japan bring to the United States, and it's still cutting edge even from the 80s, almost 40 years later. It's pretty amazing. Let's see. Bay says you should buy that jet ski that has the side-by-side seats. It's called a Super Chicken. Joe said, yeah, for a fat girl. Basically, if you heard of game Rust, you should play it. Now, I think I've heard of. I just recently finished beating The Last of Us Part 1 and Part 2. Part 2 was so epic. And the hard thing is I got them a really good deal. Well, I got the special edition PS4 of Last of Us Part 2, and then I had to wait to get in the mail from eBay the Part 1. So I started playing Part 2, and I'm spoiler, jump back to the first one. I'm like, well, I know how the whole first one ends. And then, but Part 2 was just like epic. I want to play it again. But I have some other zombie-like game I'm playing. And then I got Predator Hunter. That's really cool. I got Arnold. It's like, get to the chopper. Get down. That's a lot of fun. I've been playing a lot of Predator. It's fun playing as a Predator, too. That game is just, you're figuring out what you're missing not playing PlayStation. Let's see. Andrew says hi. Hi, Andrew. Andrew says hi. Say hi to me. Mark said that sucks. I think Parrot said I think Yamaha SVHO is better all around ski for the money. Runs 66 miles per hour all day. No supercharge to worry about with one more races in its class. If you're looking at doing long-term riding and like I call expeditions where you're riding all day, I wouldn't buy a supercharged jet ski. So I 100% agree on you. The HO is a good all-around if you're just planning to put tons and tons and tons and tons of miles or hours on a ski. I 100% agree with you. You have all the handling of the GP 1800 SVHO, except for just but you're down a little bit of juice without having the supercharger. Let's see. This is good ski. Tyler said, are the jugs the same for the 2000 CDU GTX Ti and the 2000 RX? I have no clue. Mark says, I want to race Beowulf for titles. It'd be nice to have another ski in the lineup. But Parrot said, I wish Honda would get back to jet skis. It's been a long time, though. Frank asks, how is Gavin's Wave Raider? It's a Wave Venture. Yeah, make a long story short, I know the person's a subscriber, so I'm just voicing my opinion. So he had it, having this guy work on it. It took forever. The guy who had his ski actually ended up dying while he had his jet ski, not on it, working on it. It didn't do anything. It just sat there. And then we had to go pick it up. Guy did have a heart attack. I was thinking it was something more to it. You guys can get hints of what that is, but I mean, I feel really bad for the kid losing his father and stuff like that. I came there, I had my mask on, and like I went with Gavin to get a ski, so we're waiting for a new fuel tank, used fuel tank, and then I got to tear apart half the ski and fix it. So he is down a ski. He didn't listen to my opinion. He went to do a cheaper route, and ended up cheaper route didn't work, and then the kid or this guy died, which is terrible. So Gavin was out like 200 something bucks. He pre-gave to the guy, and then he ordered the fuel tank, and then I gotta fix the issue, which he would have been running like a month and a half ago, but he didn't want to listen. He doesn't want to listen to his older brother. That's always right. Always thinks he knows more. Sorry, Gavin, you don't. Mark said, let's do it. Basically, you have to search off the game Rust for the watch some of the videos that you'll have the most toxic fun interactions with the people ever, period. Basically, I've always heard of it, and the young and the old, in fact, have had to be awake for a few days ago by the end of the season. Justin says, how did you get into jet skis? I think that'd be the interest. I think that's one of the most interesting questions I've heard. I've always been into speed. My parents, I've always, when I was a little kid, like, never allowed me to be on stuff. Like, I wanted to do go-karting, racing, and my parents never allowed me to do stuff like that. Take it back. My parents did buy me like this, like, it looked like an open wheel car, but it wasn't really like a racing. It looked like a racing go-kart, but it looked like a Indy car. So I got something I would zip around my neighborhood in the grass and stuff like that. Nothing big. But I remember watching Waterworld. You know, the smokers in there, and they're on their jet skis, which you're shocked how far they would be getting all around, and everything's water. And I think that could be, I think when I recall, that's probably what got me into it. My parents owned a lake house, and then I was in junior high, and they picked up Yamaha Wave Venture for me, 700, and then just kind of got into it. And I recall us back a long time ago. I went to UTI, it's Automotive Technical School. And I stopped going there, and then I wanted to really get into racing, and I really wanted to get into jet ski racing back then. I kind of sit there and wish I kind of did pursue that, because at the time I was going to go to Orlando. UTI had like a power sport school where you like work on like ATVs and jet skis and all that. I was going to go to there, take the big move from living in the Midwest. I think I didn't do that because like my brother was young, and we were real close, and I didn't want to be like going that far away. And I kind of regret that I should have done that. But then I pursued doing like amateur racing school, and I got picked up and started doing racing professionally. So like I want to race jet skis for a long time. So that's kind of what got me into it. Mark says, I will crush your ride. Calling you out. All right, come to Myrtle Beach if you calling me out. It's hard to say much to somebody who their profile has an empty thing. You know, let's see your ski, man. Always somebody will be faster. I mean, I've never once claimed I have the fastest jet ski. So like, you can call me out all you want. Show up. Show up. We'll go race the ocean with huge, super huge, big waves. We'll see who the winner is. Andrew asked, how many jet skis do you have? I have 3. Yeah, Frank said, what ski do you have? Mark. Stuff. Yeah, Frank said he told yeah, I'm gonna stay away from carburetor 2-strokes. Yeah, I told him let's get it fixed. He got a bunch of cool stuff. He has like hydroturf mats, and we installed. The video's not up soon. We installed WORX racing sponsons on it. We got a WORX racing intake rate and a fair amount of stuff. I told him let's do all this stuff, and he should sell it and try to get top dollar for the ski, and then save up and get a GP 1800R HO. That's what I told him. So Bates said, the middle of winter, and it hasn't even arrived yet. Adrian asked, what's your opinion on the Spark Treks? I think they look cool, but I've heard of a lot of people with them sinking because of the hull cracking. The plastic's super thin. The idea of maintenance on it sounds cool, but when you really think about holding the top and the bottom is bolts, I don't know. I don't think that's like. I mean, everybody can buy what you could afford, but I think with the money, it's cool how you can like do wheelies with it. I would ride one. I don't think I would take one if somebody gave it to me free, but I wouldn't probably use my personal money and buy something like that. I think it'd be too much of a risk. Let's see. It says you remember me. Frank said the RXP-X 255 is a cool ski too, smaller and toss around. Very overlooked ski. Mark says true. Bases looks good as a fish home too. Yeah, that is true. There was like somebody I know that he just had his Spark Treks sink. He's had like multiple Sea-Doos sink. Yeah, RXP-X sunk twice. It's like, yeah, no thanks. I'm trying to get like if there's so much going on here. I'm like trying to scroll down and keep on moving. Dakota said, how much do you ride your ski during the year, and when do you start to put it up for the long term? So I never store. I ride year round. I put the wetsuit on once it starts getting a little bit too cold. I put the wetsuit, and it gets cold down here, and it's a very short, like maybe a couple of weeks, a month. And that's kind of too when I like leave and go to another country and then do some jet skiing. So I don't really say I really store them all. I never winterize anything. I ride year round. Just put the wetsuit on once it gets too cold. Parrot said, Beowulf, your GP 1800 hat and shirt rock. Like I've always said, Yamaha and Sea-Down. Yeah, you can find all this stuff on IamBeowulf.com. There's a bunch of different merch. I mean, there's some Sea-Doo merch on there too, and Kawasaki SXR 1500 merch. Got a bunch of different hats, and there's a bunch of new hats. We got a newer hat that'll. It's hard with the coloring scene on it because of the light, but there's some new, different color merch matching some of the other skis. The newer GP 1800R coming. Basically, have they really been far, even as decided to use Ego want to do more look like? I had no clue. Andrew asked the question. I said no. Yeah, basically uses Instagram. There's a couple of people asked my telephone number, and it's just like, come on, get serious right now. You can DM me on Instagram. I am _ Beowulf, and you guys have had me on here for over an hour. I gave up my number once to somebody, and they've harassed me to where I had to change my number. So I don't need, my cell phone is not to be given out. So everybody asked that. It's just not happening. Me and Frank are close, and he doesn't even have my number. I wouldn't mean I wouldn't give it to him, but I mean, he doesn't even have my number. I talk to him a lot. They said he responds. I do respond to Instagram. Somebody, I were message deleted, yeah, because the person was just getting annoying. Like, this isn't like to see who's whatchamacallit's longer here. They're trying to have fun answering questions. You know, to people who just get a little, like, if you're gonna be a hater, you be shut up real quick. Jokes is it's funny. Somebody asked, Justin asked, what inspires a jet ski purchase? That's a no-brainer, man. If you don't want to get into jet skiing, you're missing out. Life's not the same. Let's see. Somebody said, Campbell says, Queensland, Australia has COVID cases are 0 at the moment. Yeah, a lot of it right now, there's, my dad's a doctor, so I kind of get it going on, what's going on. And the hospital my dad works at was one of the original cases of the coronavirus when it first started and stuff. So I've kind of known, like, from day one what's going on in our country with this. And definitely right now it's scary. I've checked the numbers. I think right now they're trying to get it where they're not going to record the numbers or something, I heard, which is kind of crazy. I don't know. There's tons of crazy stuff going on. I was watching recently what's going on in a couple parts of the United States. It's intense. It's intense. Let's see. Jacob said, so where to add performance parts to older ski? I mean, it matters what ski it is. Like my brother, there wasn't much to do performance on his Yamaha Wave Venture, so we added like the sponsons and the intake rate, which is like amazing that WORX Racing still sells that stuff for how old the ski is, being a 96. So we added that, and I haven't ridden it with this sponson, but it was you'll wait to see this video. My brother had to like dig into the ski to unlock the bolts and stuff. My shoulders are too wide. I can fit in there. Yeah. Are we gonna start? Basically, are we gonna start a war? Question. Negative only. Joking. Yeah. Basis politics equals stays out. Yeah. I don't like to talk politics. So if you're a politic person, this is not what these live streams are used for. I don't like. I really don't even want to go there. That and religion. I mean, all that stuff. Leave it at the door. Road said, love your videos. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Yeah, somebody said, basically, can we do better than 10 likes? Yeah, definitely. Let's get the likes up on this. That's a big thing, too. On the videos, there's a couple little haters that dislike the video every single time. You keep watching, and I know who you are. That's the thing you got to watch out for. I have ways to know everything. And if you don't like the videos, man, just stop watching. Stop hitting the dislike and move on to something else. I appreciate it if you watch the videos. If you hit the like button on all the videos, I greatly appreciate it. It does help more of the videos being seen by that. Let's see. Adrian asked, where do you get the name Beowulf? There was a Viking king called King Beowulf, and my mom does genealogy and trace back. I'm 50-50 Norwegian and Swedish. She chased it back to this Viking village that my Swedish side ancestors came from. It was a village where King Beowulf lived. So I could be actually related to King Beowulf, no joke. My mom's traced back crazy stuff of different relatives of what they've done. I think Mr. Clean was, my mom said was the person used with that was a relative of ours. Just crazy stuff. My mind's like big into that stuff. I remember being dragged as a kid, being dragged to like old libraries and all that stuff where she do all this research and big into that stuff. I've been to the original like farm where my ancestors started before they came to America and stuff. Crazy stuff. When I was a little kid, I didn't think I was bored, and actually now it's kind of cool. I want people to say they could trace back where their ancestors started. Well, Parrot asked, will Yamaha ever build a 300 horsepower GP 1800R? I don't know. I think Yamaha is more known for reliability than horsepower. And the big reality with these skis, you know, let's see dyno numbers when they're on the dyno and stuff. But somebody asked, let's see, they said, yo, Beowulf, there is a shadow passing by your window and keeping me out. If anyone else sees it like that. I think it was a neighbor backing in the driveway. I don't see any shadows. I think it's just the lighting changing. Ooh. Stuff like that doesn't scare me at all. Basically a jet ski with the two-step. It would sound cool. That it wouldn't work like that because there's no neutral to put it in. Let's see. Mark said, I like the jet ski better than an offshore boat. I think so too. Basically, big flex. Mark said, come to Jettrim Florida. You can stay at my house for free. Thanks for the offer. Appreciate it. Andrew said, you have kids or a girlfriend? No kids. No kids at all. And I'm single. And with the coronavirus, I'm not really into it. My brother, I think, is going on dates and stuff like that. And my brother's a little out of control right now. My brother had to come over to my house to cut my hair, and I told me to wear his N95 mask the whole time around me. And it's crazy. My parents are flying down next month to come visit us. Will stay with me. And they even said, too, that my brother, if my brother wants to be around my parents, he has to wear a mask the whole entire time. My big thing is I have not been around anybody without having a mask on. And early on was my brother and like the guy that does all my T-shirts. And now the cases are climbing really high here. We just had Bike Week here. It's like I see half these people's stuff, what they're doing, and it's like, I don't know. From what's going on with this, if you do catch it, you have tons of lung issues after fact. And I had sinus surgery because somebody did something to me that really hurt me. And sometimes I have problems breathing and stuff like that. I've gotten a lot better. Yeah, I'm trying my best to not catch it. Chris asks, how do you grow the sport of the PWC in your opinion? I think how it's going to grow is it can't be. I think a lot of these manufacturers, they're too obsessed with racing, and I think that's personally what holds back the growth of personal watercraft by a lot. I think there's certain people they use for promoting their products that I think are like dinosaurs in the industry now. Maybe back before YouTube and all that, they were something, but I think now they're kind of like dinosaurs, outdated. And yeah, I think the racing, I think there's too much where they focus on racing. Like, for example, my opinion, and speaking my part, is I think Riva Racing focuses a lot on racing. But when you look at it, like somebody like Brian Baldwin, who wins all the races, and I think he only has like 2,000 people following him on Instagram, and Riva Racing promotes him all the time. Aqua P1 promotes him all the time, and it's really not changing on growth. And it's kind of because I really don't think the racing is as big as a thing. And that's even too, knowing former before racing myself, a lot of people that I used to race against still race. Like you got Graham Rahal, Marco Andretti, you know, like all those, trying to think all the names off the top of my head. A lot of people I used to race against still race in the IRL. And I just think, I know for sure it's really hard for them to get sponsorship. And there's stuff that they do cost a fortune to do. Like you would have no clue. We had last year a Formula BMW reunion. That's when I took the trip to California and stuff like that. And it was cool seeing some people I used to go race against with. And I know, give a shout out to one of the guys too that I used to race against. He helped design the new Shelby GT500. And he helped design too the new Mustang Mach 1. Billy Johnson. And it was crazy because when I saw him, he was a factory driver for Ford in the Ford GT race car before they stopped that. And Ford pulled the whole plug on that because they want to focus on electric racing. Normid, I hope I pronounced it right. Have you replaced the intercooler on your RXP and did it make a difference? No, I've never done that. And actually, I don't think it's worth the money with doing that. The intercooler is pretty big already. And from what I've seen, even like some of the stage kits, or not stage kits, the pre-built skis that Riva Racing does, the special edition ones, none of them really, I don't even think, upgrade the intercooler on it. So I actually think the big problems with Sea-Doo is the closed loop cooling. That I really think the intercooler, upgrading the intercooler is a waste of money, in my opinion. Now, on the GP, it's a really small intercooler, and I think it's worth doing. Let's see. Somebody had said, let me scroll up. There's a lot of stuff going on tonight. Justin said, my mom has also done bigger research, straight both sides back to the old country. Yeah, it's totally crazy. I think that's cool. My mom's done a lot of time doing that. It's neat. She probably could tell more about that than I do. I'm just recalling different things that I recall with that. Adrian said, I wish I lived near a lake, but only the Gulf of Mexico. Yeah, there's lakes around here, like at least 2.5 hours away. That one's cool. I took the trip to Illinois and Wisconsin. I wish those stuff was like that, but if those places were like that here, it'd be loaded with gators. There is some big lakes, but the hard thing is they're like 2.5 hours away, and having a puppy now and get another puppy, I can't take these road trips until I get older. Bates said, what happened to you? I can't really talk about it because I had a lawsuit against somebody, and I've probably said too much already. It's back from 5 years ago, and I was in bad shape. I had surgery to save my life. Joe says, trying to send $5, but I can't remember my password. Yeah, you can show support on this. Should have said in the beginning, there's a $sign. You don't have to donate anything, but it'd be cool if you did. But you don't have to. I'm not asking for it, but it's available. Jacob said, what do you think about Dean's Team's kits? I think stuff's nice. My opinion on stuff like that, I think it's better having where you can reflash it back to stock yourself and not sending your ECU, and it really suck if in the mail nowadays too, with some of these brands of shipping services, stuff packages get lost, and it really sucks losing your ECU. I think you take more of a risk. I think the Yamahas are a little bit more pain in the butt to take out. Plus, I think it's just a little. I think the Maptuner X is the way to go with that, but that's just my opinion. See, thank you, $2. Thanks a lot, man. Feed the doggos. Yeah, definitely good food. Going in more expensive brand of dog food. It's not cheap. I could spend $100 just to feed the dogs for a couple of weeks. It's crazy. And then I'm gonna have another big dog. That's like it's because now I have the puppy food and the adult food. So I'm trying to catch up where this is. They said, why has no one done active aero on its ski? I don't think, because I really don't think it gets up fast enough to really make a difference with that. Like, you shouldn't really be pinging the throttle for that long. They still have more coming. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. Yeah, it's definitely, I'm excited. This Doberman Pinscher, so I'm not positive how it works. So originally, I was on a list where I was like last pick of, there's different colors of Doberman Pinschers come in, and this one I was going to get was a red Doberman. Somehow the mother rolled on it and suffocated the puppy when it was just like a week or two old. So that was like, he wasn't getting that one, and then I was getting, the last one was left as a black one where they had the rest color. And from what the breeder sent this email, it said that the first people to pick the male black Doberman Pinscher puppy picked them out, and the black female. So I'm supposed to go out there on Wednesday, drive out to the northern part of North Carolina, and it looks like I actually get the pick. So I'm not last on the list, but I don't know. I didn't ask because it's kind of like a joint group messaging system. Oh, I can see where people say something's moving. It's a branch back there. I think it's because I have a. It's just from the shrub back there moving. It's not something. It's just a branch. Yeah. So like I might get to pick it out. So I want to get out there as quick as possible. So Wednesday I'm going out there and picking up the puppy. Excited. Somebody says, why did we tell actors to break a leg? Because every play has a cast. Clunky said, how do you think that 2012, because of the Stage 2 Yamaha VZR will go? I think they're cool. Dakota said we had a red and rust Doberman, and he had his own personality. It was funny to watch. Yeah, this is definitely my first Doberman Pinscher, and I found somebody local that does the ear cropping. My vet does not do that, so I have to get the ears cropped. And I just wish, it's exciting to get a new puppy. I wish my dog didn't die. So my dog was completely trained, my German Shepherd. So yeah, so I'm still missing him. The crazy thing is, puppy I'm getting is born the day my dog died. It's very weird, very bizarre. It's like almost meant to be like fate. I think it is. It's very bizarre. Basically, I lost a dog, black lab named Hank. Yeah, Pike had 2 weeks ago had cancer. Then he had to get removed, and they're doing a biopsy, and he had it removed on his lower part of his body, and then on his back. So he's finally getting all healed up. And he's doing real good. He's a strong dog. Pike's had a lot of surgeries. Parrots, you got to do, Beowulf, you got to do the ride to Miami to Beanie to Bahamas. We did it with 12 jet ski riders, and it was amazing. Yeah, that'd definitely be something cool to do. Oh, sorry. I felt like someone was biting my leg. Dan said, from when I saw vacation while I was in Myrtle, 10 to 20% of tourists wore a mask and stayed away. The other 80 to 90% are ones you see on the news complaining they went to Murdo and caught it. Yeah. Yeah, no, that's crazy. When I took the trip to Illinois, Cook County has like almost 100,000 cases. And I thought I was like real worried about going up there. But they're so crazy. Like nothing happened, and just they had all these masks on. A lot different than here. Now they're starting to pick up. I was walking to Walgreens to buy more stuff for my poison ivy, and they had to kick people out because they didn't have any type of mask. They said you got some kind of poison ivy. Yeah, poison ivy sucks, and it was just like a couple little, like very small amount on the back of my house, and I want to cut the grass, and it's just like I'm telling you, it's not fun. I can't wait till this is be gone. It's almost gone in my arms. Caleb said, is Yamaha better in gas? 100%. Charles says, CD sucks on gas. Yeah, I tell you, they're expensive. The crazy thing, the little SXR, you could go ride. I think there's one where I went to that Silver Lake. I was out there for like hours, like at least 3 hours. And it probably cost me like $6 to ride it around. Basically, I saw that Riva had a help page the other day. I hope you know it can't fix your jet ski driving skills. Yeah, like I cut that open and just look at it. It's just like oozing that whole crap of poison stuff. And it's just like, that's why I was afraid of working on stuff. I've been like holding off doing stuff and waiting for my arms to heal. But if you see last time, it's a lot worse here and it's like fully healed. All right, we're at hour and 42 minutes and we're at 10 o'clock. Getting sleepy. CD Money said, what do you think is better? Yamaha CD. Yamaha! Campbell said, here in Australia, our state borders are closed. We can't drive state to state. Yeah, no, it's crazy. I think the European Union, they're not allowing anybody from America flying in. And definitely, yeah, you got to think of stuff. There's a lot more going on than what people realize with that. And it's definitely no joke. I mean, you don't want to catch that stuff. Better be safe than sorry. Like I know, like my dad told me when he works at the hospital. What he told me is he has to wear a mask the whole entire time. But he says he doesn't eat anything or drink anything. Go to the bathroom when he's at the hospital. He does not take the mask off or go anywhere. He thinks it's yeah, it's no joke. Calip's is it working to Riva handlebars? Yeah, I think it's one of the best things to modify. You can adjust. You have more play at the steering. It sits a lot lower, and then you can adjust the how it handles. There's like 3 settings. Let's see. It's got a bunch of stuff in it. Joe says I wear a size 12, 40 boot. Can you sell that size? Jettrim, or Jettrim, it has to have something. I don't know. ZD money for whiskey is faster, 100% there. The GP. Dakota says Supercharger will drink gas if you stay in boost, at least for Yamaha. Only out of boost, it doesn't drink as much. Yeah, you shouldn't be sitting full throttle for that long on supercharged skis. Campbell said it's because Victoria, they have the most numbers in Australia. George says, do you need a GPS on a jet ski? You mean like a GPS to get around? Usually you should look at maps. You shouldn't be like wandering around somewhere unless you kind of no idea where you're going. Easily you can get lost. Chris said, do you think turbo would work better than a Supercharged stock than factory, or do you think it's hot and melt stuff? Yeah, it's interesting. 2012, when this RXP-X first came out, Google it. Riva Racing was coming out with some turbo kit and then like totally scrapped it. And I personally think a lot of people have these turbo skis. You know, you see them go fast, but you're not seeing the ski actually like riding hard left and right turns, and you find out it's not as great as people think it is. That's just my opinion. It's like people when they invest the money, like if you you could put a turbo on my Jeep SRT. Would it be practical? No. I heard all these people that put like supercharger, like it's nice that they're boosted. I really think there's some stuff. I mean, if you have the money you want to waste, do it. But I really think it wouldn't be worth it. Kelp says, do you know any info on a new VX hull? Heard some rumors. I got the CD money says the VXR is upgraded. Do you recommend to go faster first? Your first ski, if you're new to this game, you should get a slow ski and just get used to the handling. It's like if you were going to go do road racing, you don't go buy the fastest car, like a Viper or Corvette Z06. You would start with something slow, like a Mazda Miata or something, Honda S2000. That's kind of the same thing I agree upon with jet skis. I heard some rumors. Yeah, a lot of rumors, but we'll see once they have the official thing. Joe said, you guys find it hard to board your ski after you fall off? Question. That's funny what they said. I found it, the nice thing with the Yamahas, they come with the stuff in the back. I think so is Kawasaki. Sea-Doo, you got to pay extra money to get all that stuff. There's water on it. Getting parched. Parrot said Z Money got a ribbon delete, ride plate, and exhaust. VXR went from 63 miles to 67, adding those Riva parts. Zero said, looking to buy a FCR 2015, heard their timing belt snapping off. Issues should be worried, or is it only for a few small number of skis? I mean, always do your research. It's only because a couple people has it. It doesn't happen to everybody on anything, but yeah, I'd be careful. So do your research. Kels, did you live by other houses or in a rural area? No, I got neighbors. My first house I lived on 5 acres, and that was fun. Except for internet, you had line of sight and stuff. That was cool. It had a gun range in the back of my house and stuff. It was fun. I lived there for like, I think, I can't remember off that. And I had this like gigantic home at a suburban area, huge home, way too big. And I'm not all about that kind of stuff. And, my house is just right. I was more worried about garage space than square footage. I could live in a warehouse and I'd be perfectly happy. Joe asked you to put your knee on the pole just down, step, or your foot. I just grab the handle, the back of the ski, just give one good pull up, and pull yourself up. I don't even use the ladder. Kelps, did you ever think about riding some of the Great Lakes? Yeah, I don't know. Maybe. Sometime in the future. Mark said, would you ever buy a Bilge Sea personal watercraft? You ever looked at them? I'm trying to think. I'm not sure what you're talking about. Chris, do you use anything on glasses, goggles to help shed water off? Just go faster, man. Shoots right up. I'm not responding because I don't like saying stuff like that. I think it's not appropriate. That's right. Like that one comment Joe said, it's showing automatically showing some to be put in. It's not appropriate. Let's be realistic. What to say? Dakota said, "Would you ever? Where would you be your dream place to go ride at?" I think my dream place, it wouldn't have to be a place. It would have to be an area. I like to jet ski with a whole pod of killer whales. That would be awesome. I seen a video where like the orcas are looking upside down up at the people and stuff. I think that would just be so cool. Orcas are like the alpha predator of the water. That's why I got that orca right there. It's like the king of the water. The interesting thing about orcas, they eat everything in the water. Whales, dolphins, sharks, seals, you name it. The only thing they don't eat in the water is people. The only place that killer whales ever attacked a person is at SeaWorld. Bay Savior Road or Wilmington, North Carolina. No, never been up there yet. Heard said, would you be more reliable for a turbocharged GP 18 or current supercharged unit? I think the current one is awesome. They use the HKS supercharger. Definitely, I think it's super reliable. You just need a blow-up valve. It's just like any forced induction. You just need one little thing. It's too bad Yamaha doesn't have that installed, but I think it's just they know it's something easy to get and buy. I think it's a lot of it's because you got to drill in the intake manifold. Parrot said Honda made reliable turbo on their older skis. I think they were like one of the only ones that did it, but it didn't get a lot of big power numbers, and it was. And if you look, Honda doesn't even make that stuff anymore. Like personally, if I was going to buy a generator, like a portable generator, which I don't own their brand, but I would say because they're so expensive, Honda or Yamaha would be the most reliable generators. But in my Amazon store, amazon.com/shop/I am Beowulf, I have this listed in survival. There's an electric generator, so you could actually run that inside your house, like if you had a storm or a hurricane related, and you have solar panels to recharge it. Freaking awesome. Definitely on my list of hurricane preparing stuff would be that. They said I reached out to Street Speed for you. He did not respond. He doesn't respond back. Would be cool seeing him do the race. That would be a cool race. Me versus Street Speed. All he has to do is show up, and he's on a ski. I know when I went to the YouTube call, like I said before, I was there. The whole event was about him, and he dipped out way early on in his event. I mean, he was only there for like a couple hours, and he dipped out. So he responded to you, said he wants to do the race. I don't know. Nate thinks he doesn't want to go in the water. I know he's scared of boats. He must be scared of the water. He might be like, that's out of my comfort zone. Kel says there really big reliable difference between supercharged and non-supercharged skis. If you're planning to just cruise for hours and hours and just throw tons of hours, I wouldn't even buy a supercharged ski. I just like the sound of it. It's like my Jeep SRT. Would it be cool to have a track hawk? Yes. Which one would put the more miles on it? Probably the non-supercharged. I mean, That's just my opinion. All right, you guys got a couple minutes. I'm out of here. I'm dipping out. Bait said he must be scared of you. I don't know. He's just scared of water. He's scared of water. It'd be cool. I was there at the YouTube call out. I went to race with my Hellcat, and he was so scared. He left early because he was losing all the races with that manual ZR1. Yeah, Joe said I saw that he bought a ski. All right, let's get a couple questions, and I'm dipping out. Almost 2 hours. You know, it'd be interesting is they got a HBO Max and they got a Snyder cut of Justice League. It'd be cool. Ben Affleck come back as Batman. There it says, thumbs up. Have a good one. Night, Beowulf. Maybe I can come up and ride with you sometime. That'd be cool. Thanks. Joe says, good night. Thanks. All right, one more question. I'm out of here. Chris says, Polaris 2.0 out of a slingshot. What do you think? I think they're cool. I've got a bunch of people trying to do trades for my Sea-Doo for a Polaris Razor side-by-side, and I keep saying no because I have no need for something like that. There's nowhere to ride it, so. I did race with the Hellcat. I had a video where I raced a Polaris slingshot with the turbo. It was pretty cool. Old videos, check it out. Hellcat playlist. All right, so I think this is the end. I'm getting sleepy. Getting tired. So thanks for joining in. If you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button. Be driven to win. Remember, today is Earth Day. Be safe out there. Peace out, Beowulf Nation.